maxed out in Dayton, Pittsburgh.
Yeah, we have an incredible upper weight class here for Pitt, especially looking at Ray Seller, who recently won the Journeyman Classic, which is an incredibly hard tournament to win. He had some upsets on the way to getting that hammer, but Luca Augustine, he's been incredible. He's very controlling in his matches as well.
So we'll see Luca Augustine here taking on Rylan Rogers for Lehigh. Not that Lehigh doesn't have solid wrestlers, just not ranked.
Exactly.
In these last four. Michael Beard, obviously at 197, probably the best of the wrestlers remaining to take the mat here today from Lehigh. But outside of that, on paper, Panthers favored to win 3 of the 4.
Yeah, it's nice to have that little number next to your name, but sometimes it doesn't mean very much. A lot can happen in wrestling. Upsets happen every single day at every single level. It's just about what wrestler is watching their match as closely as they can and which one has prepared the best throughout the week.
Yeah, a lot of factors that people don't really think about, right, when preparing to wrestle, as far as, how was their, training that week, how was the weight cut that week, how was, a number of different factors. So looks like now we got some blood time here for Augustine.
Yeah, Augustine, another local guy out of Waynesburg. He's a 2-time NCAA qualifier, so his resume is definitely growing as he continues on early this season. His opponent, a little bit less proven. He's a transfer from Michigan, 4-1 this season, 2 of those wins being major decisions and 2 being by tech fall.
Panthers, Evans, Laffey, and now Augustine all dealing with some early season woes here. Panthers, they don't take to the mat again until December 13th. And they take on Ohio State here in the Fitzgerald Fieldhouse. For Lehigh, they get back at it on December 8th. They'll be taking on this team, I think it's Penn State. Are they any good?
Wait, I don't think I've ever heard of them before.
Penn State, obviously, will be a great matchup for Lehigh to test themselves in December. So once you get through that Penn State matchup, Binghamton, Cornell, obviously a very good matchup as well. Navy, who the Panthers have wrestled, and then American. But, yeah, that Penn State match is the one that I'm sure a lot of folks at Lehigh excited to see how the wrestlers will fare.
Yeah, definitely a tough upcoming schedule for them, so it's just going to be a matter of who's having a good day and who's not.
So they are back underway. Into a tie up right now.
Augustine back in with a nice little headband from that injury timeout earlier. And speaking of injury, Gavin said earlier this week that Augustine wrestled while injured last year, so he might not have had as good of a season as he could if he were to wrestle healthy.
That's the name of the game. Everyone's usually banged up by March, but just being able to stay healthy and continue to get better at the same time is the ideal scenario each season.
Yeah, I think the injury bug, is incredibly potent in wrestling. I think every single team gets it, and sometimes it's the best wrestlers that get it. Let's not forget, not too long ago, we had someone win NCAAs with no ACLs.
at the end of one. Luca Augustine, redshirt sophomore for the Panthers from Waynesburg, like Katie had mentioned, and kept home here in Pittsburgh from the WPIAL. Very successful wrestler in high school.
Yeah, very successful in high school. Had a pretty good season last year, 15-8 overall. He got fifth at ACCs and he went 1-2 at NCAAs. And honestly, it's a very hard feat to win one match at NCAAs in itself.
Escape for Rogers. Dragged by to a potential shot there for Augustine, but unable to land it. Underhook here for Augustine. Right now controlling the ties. Just hasn't really able to get much angles. Down to 40 seconds left, and we'll get a stalemate. Good snap down there for Rogers, but doesn't really do much with it. Shot attempt there from Augustine. He'll have choice, Will Augustine, to begin the third period. So, Pat Santoro, head coach for Lehigh, inducted into the Pitt Athletics Hall of Fame in 2020.
Yeah, he truly is one of the best athletes to come out of Pitt in general. And speaking of this 174 match, he said he was looking forward to it so Rogers can get a chance to prove himself against a ranked opponent in Luca Augustine.
He's holding his own so far, and Augustine with the escape. Really just anyone's match at this point. 20 seconds into the third period. Stalemate, tied at 1.
I think right now we're seeing two pretty defensive wrestlers, so it's just going to be a matter of who is able to get that shot off. And in a popular wrestling term, go get theirs.
Really, neither wrestler has been close to a takedown at this point. It's hard to say which wrestler will come out on top here.
Yeah, I think throughout the matches we've seen so far, there's been a lot of neutral position. Some we've seen some work on the mat, but for the most part, it's been upright.
And a lot of late takedowns, too.
Exactly, you're correct. And with about 30 seconds left, we might just be getting another one.
Trying to spin around behind is Augustine. Wants to try to get that ankle. A late roll, but there it is. 3 points for Luca Augustine. With 25 seconds left in the third. Ride time not a factor. Augustine just trying to ride this one out. And another late takedown. And the Panthers are going to win at 174. Luca Augustine, a 4-1 winner. And that'll make it 14-9. Panthers out in front of Lehigh with 3 matches to go. The takedown for Augustine, wins it. 3 to go here from the Fitzgerald Fieldhouse on the ACC Network.